It's the day of Jean Christophe's final challenge. And for one night only, a teacher, a doctor and an IT consultant take over the kitchen in a top-end London restaurant to find out how their stressful jobs compare to the strains of the kitchen and if they can stand the heat. But before they can even attempt making any of the dishes for paying customers, they're given a proper introduction to the kitchen by head chef Andrea Vercelli.
Okay. This is the movement to make the pasta become more creamy, you see? Very important, do not cook one side for 5 minutes, the other side for 1 minute.
And while they're getting to grips with the menu, Jean Christophe is talking to stress expert Professor Angela Clough.
Today, we are about to test a free candidate. What are we looking for?
Well, we're going to look for bodily activation. We're going to measure first and foremost their heart rate and their blood pressure. We're also going to take saliva samples and we're going to measure the hormone, the stress hormone cortisol.
We have a teacher, an IT consultant, and we have a doctor. Who do you think will be the most stressed?
First and foremost, I think about the gender, whether they're men or women. And I would first and foremost say that I think the man would be more stressed than the woman. But I know we've got two women in here, and they're slightly different backgrounds. And one of them is a doctor who's used to working under that time pressure of accident and emergency. So we might potentially find her stress the least.
Shall we have a bet?
We could do.
Stress monitors on, temperature and blood pressure measured, cortisol samples taken. There's only one thing left to do: get cooking. And they're off. Sabra's on the pasta section, Julia's on the grill, and that leaves Ian with starters. Well, that's if he can ever get his apron on. And while they're slaving away in the kitchen, they've got two extra spectators monitoring their every move.
So 1 minute we got a pasta, Sabra,
Yes,
okay.
Sabra's heart rate went through the roof before she went into the kitchen, but once she starts cooking, it falls as she finds her comfort zone.
Ian, what's going on with the prawns? Are they burning or what?
However, over in the starter section, it's a different story. Ian's heart rate has increased by 1/3 since entering the kitchen.
He's going to be shouting at me in a very short space of time. I suspect that wasn't very good now.
Yeah, spinach salad, please.
Yes. Spinach salad, come in, chef.
Oh, man, look at the plate. They don't look what they look like. They look like you know, look at that. Yeah. They look like mashed spinach.
It's over-seasoned. Too much dressing.
Look at the spinach. Look at the spinach. It's like, you know, mesh. Spinach mesh.
Oh look, he's falling to pieces.
No, I think I'd mind.
Look, his heart rate's up to 122. Oh. That is triple his basal heart rate at the moment.
On the grill section, Julia's heart rate has doubled.
2 months fish, 2 minutes, chef. 4 minutes, chef.
And it seems like the heat is starting to get to Sabra as well.
Sabra, clean up on the pasta and clean on your tail right now, please. Try to speed up a bit. How's it going in here? Let me see. Look at the garlic is burning, Sabra. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the garlic. It's quite black, isn't it?
Sorry, chef.
It's not good.
Start again.
She should be on the next Harris Kitchen contestant. She's got a job.
Pasta, please. Sabra, give me the pasta, please. I need to serve the customer.
This is definitely more stressful at the moment. Chef!
Yes.
And Julia's not getting into chef's good books either.
Julia, when you open the oven, you should tell us, mind your back, you know, because if I move like that and the oven is open, I get burned. If I get burned, I go crazy, you know?
Yes, chef, sorry,
so
chef.
make sure next time you say something, yeah? Yes, chef.
And Ian, well, chef's favourite, he ain't.
I need 5 scallops, Ian. 5 scallops, I need 5 scallops.
Okay, bacon on this rib, please.
Sorry?
And then they're all in trouble.
Hi guys, what's going on in here? Sorry. What's going on? I think, look at your colleagues, you know, they're all working, you know, you have a nice water. Sorry. Just clean up your section. Look at your chopping board, outdoor things. Look at that. Clean up your section. Make sure you got spoons, you got everything, yeah? You're running low with pasta, yeah? You should do more pasta, yeah? Thank you.
There's one more challenge for them to tackle. A chef's worst nightmare, the complaining customer.
Yes, chef, we got a complaint. It's too salty and then it's very hard as well. How come?
Yeah, normally I come here.
Now in this case they're lucky because the diner is an actor that we've hired for the occasion. But neither the chefs in training nor Jean Christophe and Angela know this.
Sabra,
Yes, chef.
the customer is complaining. He says it's too salty. Have you tasted it?
I did taste it.
And it's really hard as well. He said it's the worst thing is never hard.
You even cook Sabra, you know, look at that.
I'll do it again, chef.
You know what? I feel very much for her because there is nothing worse when a plate comes back to the kitchen. It's like an insult.
This is like an
It is an insult.
Jesus Christ, Sabra, it's just a plate of pasta, you know.
Thank you, chef.
Keep
Please
the
try
pasta for 5 minutes in the boiler, please.
If this happens in my kitchen, I sack the customers.
You what?
I will sack the customer.
Send them home.
Take the tablecloth, wave it out, bye-bye.
I'm certainly going to stick to teaching. I couldn't do this every night.
After serving up over 250 dishes to 75 diners, they're now finally done for the night. But Chef doesn't seem too impressed by their efforts.
So I really don't like them in the kitchen.
How was it?
Having one chef shouting at you, I think I found that a bit hard. I don't think I could do that every single day.
I found it sort of frustrating. I enjoy it, but frustrating. I just wanted to do better than I was doing.
I have to say we had great fun watching you.
And the stress hormone levels reflected the heart rate results. They showed that teacher Sabra's stayed low, but A&E Dr. Julia's levels went up almost threefold, as did IT consultant Ian's. It was hard, but our volunteers made it. Jean Christophe hopes the exercise has proved a point, that this is one of the most demanding professions, and it's high time that the industry started to cater for the strains it places on its staff.
I think the general public sees chefs like Gordon and Jamie and Gary on TV, and they must come to think that being a chef is a
Solving crime in his own imagination. It might sound far-fetched, but for Jeff Goldblum, it's a talent that makes him a man in demand. And new US drama Reigns continues here on ITV tonight at 11:45. Stick with us though, we're back to find out how Liz's lunch went. Coronation Street is next.